We keep the off-season content coming. Today, we're going to chop it up about Ayo and Coby White. Are they the backcourt of the future? Can they be the backcourt of the future? We're going to talk about it, chop it up, and break it down. But you gotta hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog CDubb. How you doing, bye?
I'm feeling great, man. Let's get to it.
You already know. If you tuned in with us today, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Let us know your thoughts down below on today's topic. CDubb. It was a lot of downs this season, but there was some really, really good positives that came out of the season when we look at the season in its totality. One or two of those things. The first one being is Coby White. Earned himself a starting spot back, did what he had to do, received votes for most improved player. I believe he was robbed of it, but he received some votes nonetheless. Then the second one being Ayo Dosunmu. After being down in year 2, Ayo Dosunmu worked on his game, worked on his craft, came back much improved and much better, and was very consistent after December. We'll just say it that. But can Ayo and Coby be the Bulls backcourt of the future? And I'm not talking about 1 year. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
Okay. The quick and simple answer will be yes. And my overall answer for this will be they deserve it. What you asked from this kid from the beginning of the season. I'm gonna just go by what I asked from the kid. Show me some improvement in your game from last season, because I think both of them needed to prove that to the fans and to their teammates. And I think both of them did that exceptionally well. When you talk about going into future, we're gonna talk about what can they do to get better in the upcoming years. But I need both of them to be more, and they showed signs of that the last season, even a little bit before last season. They showed signs of leadership, waving people. This is my turn to take this shot. DeMar DeRozan, he usually come down. It's my turn to shoot. Everybody clear the fuck out. It's my turn. I need somebody to be a leader. Not saying that DeMar gonna be on the team next year. I'm just saying I need somebody in here to be a leader of men, to say this is what we're gonna do. And this is what we need to do to win this game. I think they feed off each other well when they're on the court together. I don't have the rating in front of me, but I'm sure it is a plus. It ain't no minus with them two on the floor throughout the whole year. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I will bet that they have a positive plus minus with them two on the floor in the backcourt. I think when you look at their styles, they can switch off of each other. Coby White 6'5", he's 6'5" as well. One can be the point guard, one can be the scorer. They can exchange between the two. I think they complement each other very, very well with different skill sets, and the desire to get better is just, they got both of those guys got those qualities. So I'm excited to see if they can. Do you think they earned it right now? Do you think it's earned right now? Just really quick. Do you think they earned the opportunity, at least for next year? Just give them the keys in the beginning of the year and see what they do for a year.
With the direction that I want the Chicago Bulls to go in, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's going to be moves made. AK said as such that he's looking at everybody and changes needed to be made. But these two guys, I think, would be untouchable unless you got some crazy offer on the table. And I still would think twice about it. I don't think none of these kids have reached their ceiling on ability and skill on the court. And they're only going to get better. And right now, they're already a threat. They're already on the scouting report right now. If you don't get back on Ayo, he's going to burn you and get a layup. He's going to attack the basket. If you don't get up on Coby White, he's going to embarrass you. If you don't double team him off picks, you're gonna if you don't play him aggressive, you're gonna be in trouble. They're getting on the scouting report now. Now they got to be leaders of men.
For sure. And I agree with everything that you said, including the point that I do believe that these guys can be a part of a backcourt for 3, 4, 5 years down the road. As long as the Chicago Bulls decide that that's the direction where they want to go.
Yeah.
But I absolutely believe that next year you should pick a direction that goes and look at being a younger team. Look, you might not get 39 wins. You might
You
not.
might not.
You
You might not.
especially if you want to get rid of some of these guys who was able to hold you up, like a DeMar DeRozan. I throw a little Nick Vooch in there because even though he was bad this season, he was still, a part of this crew that was able to give you those 39 wins or 40, how many ever wins we had this season. Excuse me. But I think that when you talk about both of these young guys, you talk about everything that you said, the versatility between these two, and these guys have shown the desire to get better. Both of these guys, especially Coby White, knows what he has to work on this offseason. CDubb.
Mm-hmm.
Coby White knows that teams game plan for him to slow him down. Now
Have to.
Coby White has to go back in the lab, mix up a new brand of cognac, and bring it to the table and say, drink with me. It ain't happening. So that's that. I believe he's very capable. You seen Ayo Dosunmu. The man started hitting a transition three, and it was
Yeah.
butter.
Yes.
Butter. On top of being a threat in transition, like not the exact type of player, but the threat of a Russell Westbrook in transition. It was that vicious and that deadly at some point.
Yep.
So I think that you can use this time to allow these guys to grow, to see, hey, can they play out these contracts and continue to elevate themselves? And then come down to, by the end of this current contract that both of these guys are on, that ends around the same time, do they deserve to be paid pretty damn well? Leave it up to them, especially if you decide to go with this younger route.
That's absolutely right. You definitely leave it up to them. And I want to ask you a question, and this might be taking it too far. And tell me if this is out of bounds. Can they gun for a play-in spot if you got Ayo Dosunmu and Coby White in the backcourt next year? Can we gun for a play-in? Is that a respectable goal?
I mean, obviously it's gonna depend on what else is around them. But I think that right now these two guys were right in the mix anyway, and they were a play-in team. So why couldn't it be on the table again? You know what I'm saying? Even with a DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, and all these veterans that was on this team, if you slowly wipe them out and phase them out, I think there's a chance. I think, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they got to play games, but I think that these two guys can find themselves within what the Bulls want to do. If they ever decide on what they actually want to do, I think they can lead the charge.
And that's a good point, nephew. And I'm not being disrespectful when I say this, but these two kids, they play every minute. They play hard all the time. And I'm not trying to diss DeMar and Vooch and Zach because they established players in this league. And DeMar's going to be a Hall of Famer. Vooch, he had a successful career, averaging a double-double. But they don't play hard all the time. They're veterans. They've been in this league a long time. The two kids are hungry. They want it all, so they going to play hard all the time. So they got another thing like that coming. They got that in their favor. And also it's just the ceiling's open. Like I always say, I told y'all, don't forget about Ayo all last season. And we forgot about Ayo. I put myself in there. And he just came in at the end of the season, was damn near one of the best players on the Bulls. Damn near, bro. He was doing things that we didn't even see in the beginning of the season. At the end of the season, he was coming off pick shooting threes. He was walking up, pull up threes. That's different for Ayo Dosunmu. If y'all know Ayo, like we've been watching him for the last 3 years, he been in the NBA. He wasn't hesitating as much. There was some games, I'll say early in the season, he was hesitating. But at the end of the season, where he really got off, where it looked like he got in his groove, he looking to score every time. He looking to attack. And the same thing with Coby.
For sure. And leading and speaking on Coby, I'm looking at it like this, CDubb. You want to know what I think? I think Coby White, if he's ever invited, should go work out and practice with Team USA. And I took this take from a Hall of Famer, Kevin Garnett, KG. He talked about Anthony Edwards taking that time and using that experience, practicing with Team USA as one of those valuable moments in Edwards' career and Kevin Garnett's career. I don't know if that's coming to Coby White, that invitation. But if it does come, Coby White take it, because the next steps in his development, if he wants to be a great player, not just good, but great, you got to be able to operate amongst the greats. Of course, there's going to be levels to this, but you got to operate amongst the greats. And I think the next step in Coby White's development, for the whole point of this, is that he needs to learn how to keep himself involved in the game offensively, because he's so good at it. I think the defense is there. I think the offense, you know what I'm saying, the way he can facilitate is different, but it's there. I think that's the next step in his development. What do you think about that take, and what are your next steps for Coby White in his development?
I think that's a great take. If you go back, I think that's an awesome take. If you look back at Derrick Rose, the year before he won the MVP, he participated. He was actually on the team. I think it was the FIBA Americas. I don't know if it's the Olympics or the FIBA Americas. It's one of those. And he said he took a lot from them because this was the best players in the world. And you can't, it's just going to be easy to get better just playing against the best that not ever played a game, that's playing a game at that current time. So with Coby White, I know he's not going to make the team, but him getting invited and being able to scrimmage against those guys, that'll be great experience. I'm sure he played with some of those guys on like open runs and stuff like that. But playing with the best collection of players in the world, I don't give a damn what you say about Europe and all these other countries. These is the best players in the world play in America. So that'll be a great job. Now, what does he do to get better? I think he needs to be a killer, nephew. Just like you said, when being involved with the offense more often than he usually is. Sometimes he deferred. That's why we want some of those guys off this team for deferred. We could just throw that out the window. He needs to learn how to step on necks. You miss 5 shots, continue to attack. Because this guy, he make a couple mistakes in a row. He won't try to put his team in jeopardy, so he won't even try. You know what I'm saying? So I would like this team to be his. He's going to have mistakes, but learn from those mistakes. You're going to he needs to learn. Now you're the number one threat that we need to deal with. The whole game plan is going to be to dealing with you now. So he needs to learn from that, what counter punches he has for that type of defense or this type of defense. So it's really more up here. He needs to be more up here because I think talent-wise, he can pull up from 3. He got a mid-range game. He got a float game. He could dunk it on your head. And defensively, I want to be better defensively. I need him to be better with the basketball. He has some careless turnovers at times. He just needs to be overall better with the miscellaneous things about basketball, not just putting the ball in a hoop.
Agree. And I think that's a very, very valid point. And I say this before I ask you a question about Ayo. When it comes to the fearless point that you said, CDubb, last night we seen Tyrese Maxey, somebody that won the most improved player over Coby White. Coby, I hope you take it personal. But Tyrese Maxey, after being down, grabbed the ball, didn't look at Joel Embiid, who's the superstar on the team, and shot that bitch as soon as he crossed half court. Butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
Confidence.
Coby White, that's the type of fearless I want you to have. That's the type of hunger I want to see you come up and play this game with, because somebody took an award that I feel like you was deserving of, and I know you feel like you was deserving of it.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to take that. Now on to Ayo CDubb. Ayo Dosunmu, we kind of alluded to it. What's his next steps in his development to be a better Bulls player?
Ayo Dosunmu, if you can believe it, as an overall basketball player, Ayo Dosunmu is a little ahead of Coby White. He got an offensive game, and he's way eons ahead of Coby White to me. But on the offensive end, I think that's where he need more work. I think he need to make better decisions with the basketball, especially off the pick and roll. He's awesome on the pick and roll, to tell you the truth. But I think he can be elite in the pick and roll because the weapons, the skill that he's had is so dangerous. He's so fast. He can get to the basket. That jump shot coming along, I need people gunning under them picks because they don't want to get beat to the basket. He's going to have so many chances to shoot open threes with late contests. I need him to get better at the 3-point line. Defensively, he does make mistakes. IQ wise, he's not in the places that he needs to be all the time, but I still say he's eons ahead of most young players when it comes to defense. But that's about it for Ayo, bro. It's just IQ, taking better care of the basketball, and looking for hitting your teammates in the right places to make plays, and he'll be all right. He's still got a lot to do, but Ayo a little further ahead than Coby White to me. He's a little further ahead. Numbers don't say it, but I think so.
Oh,
you agree with that? You think Ayo?
I think it's fair. You know what I'm saying? I think it's close. You can argue it either way, but I think that personally, when I'm looking at Ayo Dosunmu, I think Ayo Dosunmu, with his way to attack the basket, he has to come up with a killer flow game, bro.
Oh yeah,
I think that'll be the cherry on top for that drive game that he has. And I'm with you. He does need to make sure that he's consistent on that 3-point shot. And the same thing that was applied to Coby White towards the end of discussion about him, I need to say the same thing about Ayo Dosunmu. Let's get that. And he's fearless driving to the basket in transition, fearless. But let's get fearless when it's time. Oh, you finna go under this screen, take this with you. We started to see it.
Yeah,
I just want it to be consistent. I want it to be a consistent thing now, to where guys are really, really fighting over screens now, trying to defend them, and now he's able to attack the basket and get others involved. I think it's ways these guys just got to continue to take their strides forward. If we keeping it a buck, these are still young players, and I hope the Bulls really go into that direction with these young guys. Let them grow. Look, you might not win 40 games. You ain't winning 40 games now.
You ain't in it now.
So what are we waiting on? Yeah, is the whole thing for me.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know what? And that in itself, these two young kids right here, that makes me excited to see the Bulls next season. I know there's a lot of people down on the Bulls, but I'm eager to see what team we put on the floor, and I'm eager to see the progression in these two young kids' game next season. I think they'll be better. I think they'll be better, nephew. One of them might. Yeah. You think one of them get to the All-Star game? Probably not Ayo, but I'm gonna throw both of them. But it's probably Coby with the best chance. But you think one of them get in the All-Star game? Okay.
Okay. Jamal. First of all, Jamal Murray can't make the damn All-Star game. Yeah. What we doing? Yeah. I know it's a different conference, but what we doing? But CDubb, I just want to see my young. I want to see young Bulls at this point. I know I would say I'm okay with certain things that happen if the Bulls decide to go with that direction. But what Bobby wants is the young team. Let the young guys go. Let them flourish. Let them do their thing. Can we be a young, inspiring, young Magic team? Can we be a young, energized Indiana Pacers team with a high pace? I want the defense with it, though. But can we be a young OKC team? You don't have a Shea on this team right now. But Shea is great. And the way that they're succeeding is because they have other young, talented guys that are developing. And that's credit to their coaching staff. The Bulls need to start depending on their coaching staff to do their damn jobs.
Yeah. But I think Coby White, he can be our Shea. He can be our Luka. You know, he could be that guy. He could. But he got to want it. He got to go want it and go grab it by the throat. I think he's halfway there. I think he's halfway there. If he get his chance next year, he need to step on the league's throat. That's it.
Facts. That's it. You got anything else, my guy?
Oh, no, man. I miss the Bulls, man. Shit. I miss the Bulls.
I miss them too. But, hey, that's it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion today. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Tune in. Subscribe.
He just
That's
glitched.
it for me. That means it's time to go. Thank y'all for tuning in to Shy Boys Podcast. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one for sure.
He always talk about I glitched. He just glitched his ass off.
Definitely did. Me.
Cognac. Gang.